Welcome back to the Live Fire Media Show, episode 13. 13, dude.
Wow.
13.
I'm so
Anyways, your hosts tonight are the always entertaining, and sometimes funny, Cornbread, aka Hunter from Range Hot.
I hate you.
No, you don't. You love me.
I do.
And me, Kawaka 47, or to some, Dave from High Point. This is our shit show. Let's fucking go.
I'm pumped to talk about nothing.
That's right. See, and again, you talk about nothing, and yet you don't like Seinfeld.
Oh wow!
I'm just fucking with you.
I know. Yeah, we did. That was like 2 weeks ago.
I know. It's all good.
Yeah, I think. In all fairness, I think truthfully, it's not that I don't like it. I just think that I'm too intelligent to enjoy it.
Okay, keep telling yourself that, pal. That makes you sleep better at night.
I don't ever have no trouble sleeping, so I must be on something.
So what are you drinking tonight?
I might have a glass of ice water, but that's about it. Yeah.
I've got ice water. Then I've got a Dairy Queen cherry slushy that I spiked with some Chopin vodka.
Wow. No, I got to get up early in the morning because not to give a shit, but I got to get new tires on my truck.
You know, I was almost going to do an intro bit. Did you ever watch? Top Gear?
Oh yeah,
Tour?
Top
Gear. Okay. When Clarkson would start, he goes, Hammond drives a truck. May touches a chicken. You know, yeah. I thought we were going. Hunter's gonna talk about a truck.
Yeah, well, 6 tires are going to cost me about $2,100 in the morning.
Oh, okay, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled about it.
Yeah, no, that sucks for sure.
What are you going to
do? Whoa. You still hear me? No, he froze up. That was weird.
Oh.
I totally froze up.
Welcome back. We were having a great time. Got a lot covered. And that's our show for the night. Y'all have it fun.
No, I don't know. I have no idea. I know I got a bunch of crap I'm working on tomorrow. I work on finish up the High Point HP 15 manual. Been working on that. It's pretty much done. Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's done. Unless the factory finds something else that needs changed, I'll add that to it. And they're sending me a couple items to photo to drop in. But other than that, like it's done.
I'm assuming that the response to that has been pretty overwhelming.
Overwhelmingly great, yeah.
Good.
It's like we didn't record last week because I was on with the Guns Gear Review podcast, Tony Simon, and Chad and Rob. And those guys were all excited for it. And then Thursday I was on with the AR-15 podcast. And those guys, again, same thing. They were like, yeah, it's another AR, but it's an AR from High Point. They're like, that's so cool. So, yeah, it's been pretty positive with it.
Good, man. I am thankful.
Another cool thing, I uploaded. I'm behind on YouTube. Well, no, I'm sorry. I uploaded episode 10. Let me look at my notes here. I uploaded episode 10 on YouTube today. 9's not even on Rumble yet because I've got to change the stupid graphic for Rumble. My sizing isn't the same for some reason. I don't know why. So I'm behind on that. But then, more importantly, though, on RSS feed and Apple Podcasts, I think I just put episode 5 up there.
Wow.
And I think I was tweeting that out last night. And a buddy texted me, says, you should put this on the Fire and Radio Network. And I was like, okay, how? Sure. And he sent me a link, so we should be getting on the Fire and Radio Network once I get that set up.
Man, you're moving and grooving, ain't you, brother?
Fucking trying to, man. I mean, at least means we're talking about something somewhat relevant, at least to be on with that group. So it's, gun based. Yeah, episode 5 is now an Apple Podcast and RSS.
Wow, that is so cool. Bless you.
Oh, do that. Damn it. I hate that. Asshole. My allergies are jacked up. I need to sneeze that shit out.
Oh, bless you, little heart. Do you need assistance? Do you?
No, you're not. No, that's not helping. It's a load of shit. So something I want to throw out there and bullshit with you on was truck guns. Are truck guns are they still a thing? Were they ever really a thing?
Are you asking me, Hunter? Or are you asking me, Hunter Elliott of Range Hot?
Well, so you're asking. It's like you're asking if I'm asking Clark Kent or I'm asking Superman.
Yeah.
The reality is I'm asking yes.
Well, yes, truck guns are awesome, man. No, here's the thing, man. Oh, I don't have a truck gun.
Okay.
I don't have a boat gun. I don't have a gun that I leave in my truck.
Sure.
So, however, is the name truck gun not just, hey, this is my truck gun, this is my truck, but is this the gun I take with me when I go places?
That's where I guess that's kind of where mine falls with it. I think I threw in there, what makes it a truck gun. What else it was? I saw Fire and Blog had an article on it, and he had criteria for it. And I read it was kind of neat, but at the same time, I'm kind of with you. I don't leave a gun in my truck,
right?
All the time. But if I'm running around, going somewhere to have a rifle sometimes with me, most times, yeah. But I'm not stopping at the grocery store and leaving that in my truck.
It's funny you mention that because I'm using my truck gun as a review platform, and I'll kind of. So you'll recognize this little rifle. This is my Barnes Precision Machine 7.5-inch SBR.
Yep. God, that's short. Damn.
That's what she said. And it is adorning the Meprolite True Vision SR, which is their brand new True Vision. And I have a 4-power magnifier that I have added. Now this was sent to me by Meprolite for 2 reasons. A, of course, I'm reviewing it.
Right.
But I'm setting this rifle up for gun sight. I got a gun sight class I think I talked to you about coming up in November.
Yeah.
And it's sponsored by Meprolite and B&T Silencers and Barnes Precision Machine. So, Meprolite.
Got room for one more?
Absolutely.
Dan got room for one more?
Absolutely. So truck gun. Now, you and I have talked red dots.
Oh, yeah.
And
definitely big fan of red dots myself.
I'm digging them on rifles, and I think it would have a place on a truck gun.
Right.
So, truck gun for me is, and normally if I'm going to the grocery store or I'm going, just within my normal day to day, here my FUD is going to show, but I'm probably either carrying, I got a little Colt Defender in 45 auto,
right,
and I'm carrying that, or here again, look, Charter Arms in 45 auto. If I'm going up to the food line to get a gallon of milk, I'll slide this in my pocket.
Right.
And I've got one speed strip to hold 6 rounds of 45 auto. So, but, kind of my rule is if I'm going somewhere more than about 40 miles away from home, give or take, or I'm going to be there, a solid number of hours,
right.
If I'm going somewhere overnight, I take a rifle with me. And I normally take my little BPM SPR.
Yep.
And the reason, here's my reasoning. It is short. It's really easy to get around. I can put it in an overnight bag.
Right.
Like if I'm going into a hotel room or, something like that, I can put it in an overnight bag and put some clothes around it. Nobody has any idea.
Yep.
It is still chambered in 5.56. Of course, 7.5-inch. I got to be real particular about what ammo I've chosen.
Right.
Hornady 55 grain VMAX is my go-to, and that does really well in ballistics testing with a 7.5-inch barrel I've done myself. So, that couple Magpul magazines, they don't weigh nothing. They're inexpensive. It's just easy.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. Like, I think for a lot of people, I think it's more just like you're calling something a truck gun just for the cool factor to say a truck gun.
Right.
Because obviously, you post that shit online, and what way does it usually go? You usually get people going, "Oh, that's cool, dude," or you're getting, "I can't believe you'd leave something unlocked in your car like that," blah blah blah. It's like, fuck off, mate.
Yeah,
you just said this guy, his truck gun, that you don't know what truck gun means to him because you don't. Okay, we know what it means to you.
Yeah.
My opinion on truck gun is pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
I mean,
so it's a bit of a misnomer, but it's still it makes sense. But I do think that it's a good idea to let's define what does truck gun mean to you and me. And here's the thing. I think that bringing a rifle or a pistol, whatever, and leave it in your vehicle overnight unattended, I think that that's irresponsible.
Yeah, absolutely reckless. I mean, I know guys that have those bed locking drawer systems. Okay, fine, it locks up. Or they get the under the bench seat locks. Cool, it's fine. But then at that point, it's not really a quick access if it's locked up. So it's
right.
like, at that point, is that really a truck gun? That's just actually how you normally store your shit when you're traveling with it.
Yeah, if I want to be able to, when I take something with me, I want to be able to conceal it well enough to get into a hotel room or get in where I'm going without raising suspicion. A 16-inch AR, that's a whole lot tougher to hide than, and it doesn't, I mean, and I say that, there's been times where, when I'm going to a friend's of mine, he's way up in Virginia or out there in the middle of slingshot Asia. And, if we're in bear country and he goes, hey, why don't you come to the house? Let's go hiking. Let's go hang out. I'm going to bring a 45-70 with me.
Right. And that's the thing too. Yeah. Like I think the caliber absolutely can change. Like my typical go-to is a shorty, like you're saying. Mine's actually 11.5 inches, my MCX. But I can fold the stock on it, so it makes it a little more compact, being it's a longer barrel. That's usually my go-to truck gun thing, but also depends on what I'm doing. Like if I'm just bombing around town and I know I might be shooting for some fun too, it might just be a 9mm PCC because fucking I don't care. It's better than nothing.
It's right. I mean, anything's better than nothing. I mean, as we sit here, and I may have touched on this, but my mom loves high point carbines.
Yeah.
And so you had sent me one, Dave, and you had
eons ago.
You'd sent me one a long time ago, and we had traded something I traded some photo work or something for the rifle, and you wound up. I got the rifle in trade through you or
something like that.
MKS. Anyway, my mom, it's in a lot of my reviews. She shoots it and shoots it well.
Right.
And so I had Mama come over and I transferred it to her on a 44-73, and it is beside her bed.
Yeah.
And I've got it loaded with some some heavy double tap stuff. And even though my mom's 82, because of the weight of it and because it's got that recoil pad, that spring-loaded thing, she shot some heavy-duty double-tap 9mm out of it.
Right.
And she doesn't have trouble with it.
No. And that's the thing. I think, sorry, keep going.
No, and so that would be my mom. Now, I know that when she goes to the beach, she takes that thing and puts it in the trunk of her car.
Right.
And when she gets to her place at the beach, she'll lean it against the corner. So that would be my mom's truck gun. Is a 5.9mm, one spare mag.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It totally works.
And I think that's just fine.
I mean, I think, again, it's where you get into my mind always kind of goes back to the age old, I'm thinking like, I'll date myself here, my early college years to early 2000s. And I started getting the guns, and like a classmates who didn't know shit about guns, but they thought guns were cool though. It became the argument of AK versus, M4s, ARs. Oh, the AK-47 is so much better. I'm like, says who? Well, my grandpa was, or whatever in Vietnam, and he said the AK was so much better. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, this is like the shit that doesn't die. It's like, you can argue forever on what's better than what and reasons and why. So you say a truck gun is a 9mm PCC, and people are like, "Oh, I would never have a 9mm PCC. It's not enough firepower. You got to have 5.56." The fuck you do? Stop acting like everybody's running around with fucking level 4 plates and level 3 Kevlar helmets.
Right.
You know, when shit goes down, you need something. You know.
I mean, my mom would, and here again, you know, I'm using my mom as an example because she's an 82-year-old, 100-pound woman. But
right.
I know that if I were to gift her an AR, it would probably sit in her closet, and it,
right.
you know, it would live its life unattended.
Sure.
So I would rather, and my mom loves that High Point. So I would rather her truck gun be something that she really likes and she's comfortable shooting.
Yeah.
Because I know that she'll take it with her.
Yep.
You know, and every year for her birthday, I give her, you know, a bunch of 9mm ammo. And she'll come over here at least, you know, 2 or 3 times a year, which I know that's not enough. But she'll come over here 2 or 3 times a year and run it. But now also understand that she's over here, you know, once every 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, but okay, take that out of it. The 2-3 times a year, that's probably what most people, that's all they're shooting is probably 2-3 times a year.
And yeah,
I mean,
I'll buy that.
I mean, shit, I can remember my friends and I, we all first bought our guns. Like I got the first AR and we all bought handguns. We probably only went out 2 or 3 times a year. One, because all we could afford to do.
Right.
And 2, matter of finding where to go until like a public range opened up we get into. So, I mean, if that's all you've got, night buddy. Say hi, Hunter.
Hi, Hunter.
No kissy?
It's a bit acoustic, if you can't tell already.
Get out of here, you.
Damn, he's getting big.
Yeah, right.
He's gonna be whooping your ass for a long day. You know that?
No, I'll make sure he's not. But yeah, it doesn't matter. It just all falls back into that same dumb shit. You know what I mean? People like to argue about it just for the sake of arguing sometimes.
Something you touched on a second ago that I think is worth
what's that?
Down on a little bit. What's better? Best of. Now, are you
subjective?
Are you familiar with oh hell. This is where Candy turned me onto this website.
Okay.
It is called Upworks.
Upworks?
Yeah. You don't need you go there and people post they're looking for content creators.
Okay.
Or jobs. You know, people are looking for jobs. And it's kind of like, you know, LinkedIn or whatever. You create a profile and people solicit work through it. They'll give you a really laid out profile of what they need, and then you apply.
Okay.
So I applied for this, you know, and I there's a lot of people on there looking for blog content. And you will see maybe a couple times a month somebody's seeking someone to write about guns.
Okay.
And so there was this company a couple days ago. They put out a call to action, if you will. You know, we're looking for someone to create content. And I thought, well, I'm going to apply for that. And I did. I kind of half-assed it because I don't care if I get it or not.
Right.
Because it'd be cool, but I'm not sweating it.
Right. You
know, going on. You know, I'm reading through what they're asking for, and they're like, you know, we want you to write about what's the best AR trigger.
Oh my God.
Or, you know, what's the 5 best holsters.
Oh my God.
And I got to thinking, it's hard. Okay, what is best? It's hard to define.
It's all subjective. Yeah. It's like saying, what is perfection?
Right.
It's an unobtainable word because it all depends on you, the individual. It's like looking at art. I hate fucking you know, I hate a lot of the Reddit photo critiquing because people are like, oh, this is too exposed or whatever. And it's like, how do you know? That's right. Your critique on it, but the person that took it, they might have post-processed it exactly how they want it. And you're telling them that it's wrong. You know, it's the artist. You know, somebody tell Van Gogh he was wrong with his painting.
Right.
I mean,
you may like
Da Vinci was wrong with Mona Lisa. You know. Fuck off.
It's hard. And that's the same. You know, what's the best AR trigger? I guarantee you, even though you and I have a lot of same opinions, especially about ARs, you know, our opinion about what makes the best AR trigger, I'm sure is at least somewhat different.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't want a hyper light trigger, man, because my rifles are defensive rifles.
Right.
And so I want something that's at least 4, 5, 6 pounds for defensive. So I was like, the more I read of it, it's like, oh yeah, what's the 5 best, dildos? And I'm like, send me 8, and I'll pick my favorite 5. I mean, I don't know, fuck.
Yeah, right.
It's impossible.
That shit is so subjective,
But it's like, I'm back and forth with the reasoning, and it's that 5 best or 10 best. That's all SEO bullshit.
Yep.
And that's why they're doing it.
Yep, that's exactly it. And that shit drives me nuts. I mean, like, okay, in your opinion, yeah, you said defensive triggers. What's the best trigger to you, in your opinion?
I don't know that. I mean, I like Elfman. I like Geisley. Those 2 big names.
Right. But like you said, under the criteria, if you want a 4, 5, 6 pound trigger or something like that.
Yeah. I want something.
I get that.
I want something that's going to break in between 4 and 6 pounds.
Right.
And it's going to have some take up. It's going to have some prep.
Right.
And I want some over travel.
Right.
And you got somebody out there that may be a better shooter than me or maybe a gamer. And they're like, I want a 2 pound trigger with no take up. And no,
right.
I'm like pressing a button. Click.
Yep. I totally get that.
They have some old curmudgeon. It's like, I want a fucking 8 pound, mil spec.
Single stage. I hate that double or 2 stage, right. or vice versa. I only want 2 stage. Yeah,
it's impossible.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to take a time out. I got to get a glass of tea. I'm about to thirst to death.
Okay, go grab a glass of tea.
He made chicken and steak for supper.
Go grab some tea. Go.
Can you just cut this out?
Yes.
I'll cut or whatever. I'm sorry.
Or I'll just keep talking because you got to go get some tea.
Okay. I'll be in a puss, I know. Woo!
Yeah, what is the best AR? What is the best trigger? What is the best optic? What is the best stock? What is the best magazine? What is the best sling? It doesn't matter. It's what you like. It's what you're into. It's what you want to spend the money on, for that matter, because good God, all those things can get crazy expensive as shit. Slings included. I mean, cheap slings, expensive slings. Just people please don't buy like Amazon special $20 sling because it was on Amazon, and dear God, the webbing is shit. The buckles are shit. It's going to fall apart on you. Triggers, you can't go all that bad because everything is going to be at least typically a mil-spec trigger. And a mil-spec trigger is going to be fine for 99.9% of the people.
Sure.
I was just saying why you weren't there is like, you can go too cheap and don't do like the Amazon special shit because that's just going to like I'll say, like, for the most part, most of my ARs, they're running stock. Well, can't say anymore. They used to be all stock triggers. The first thing I bought different in my ACR, I bought a Geisley Super Dynamic 3-gun.
Okay.
And one thing I fell in love with that one, it taught me, is I love a flat bow trigger in an AR.
Okay.
Fucking love it. But now, going further, that trigger is like a 3 pound or less trigger. It's light. It's fast. And I love it. But enough so that I'm like, okay, Geisley triggers are sweet. If you want a heavier trigger, I would absolutely be like, yeah, get a Geisley. So I've gotten like a Trigger Tech trigger. They sent me one for my MCX, and it has no take up whatsoever and just a break. And it's really weird and different. Like at first I didn't know if like I was gonna notice it, and I did. And it's like, oh shit. Because of that lack of take up, I actually feel like I can't run it as fast as
right.
Geisley.
You can't really prep it.
Right.
And you don't have as much follow through. Because if you're, you know what I mean?
It's weird. I mean, and then one of the other ones I've got, I won this one, is the Hue. They call it literally the best trigger ever made.
Uh-huh.
I mean, so I like it's a flat shoe. It's like, okay, it's cool. But I don't know. I mean, you can see a little play in it. And then
I think that prep
is fine. And then I think its reset is a little soft for my liking. Yeah, it's not real tactile. I can run it fast. It's cool. It's the same price point as like a Geisley. So like their name, literally best trigger ever made.
It's subjective.
Yeah, it's the name of it. It's cool. Again, it was a free one. I'll rock the shit out of it. Would I necessarily go buy it? Probably not. I'll probably get a Geisley.
Well, it was probably 10, 12 years ago, maybe more. And Andrew and I were having a very similar conversation. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care about the trigger. Just, what mil spec is fine.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then Andrew, he's a savant. He is meticulous to a fault. I love him. He's a genius. And, he starts rattling off, have you tried this, this, and this, and this? And, how do you know you don't like it if you haven't tried it? And I'm like, well, I've tried that. He goes, so he's like, bring me a little 7.5 inch SBR. And he put this Elfman.
Yep. I know Elfmans. Yep.
And it is ridiculous.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's,
fast.
For those that missed that, one more time.
And what are those? Oh, yeah. They got some crazy ones, too. They're like $250.
Yeah, this is so
that one looks like $260. Yeah.
He was building some, and the thing with Andrew is, like, if you order a rifle from him and you're like, okay, I want this rifle, however, I want this he'll put in it whatever the hell you want.
Right.
So he had built a bunch of custom rifles for somebody, and he had ordered a bunch of these Elfmans, and he had ordered, like, I'm gonna make these numbers up, but say he had 50 rifles to build,
right?
And you got a price break at 60.
Right. So he bought 60 of them.
So he bought 60 and he had 10 left over, and he gave me one. He goes, hey, write me an article, send it to my, he had a buddy works at Elfman or whatever. He said, do me a review on this, and you can keep it. I don't care. And then, so I was like, it changed my world perspective on AR triggers.
Right.
Now, that's exactly everything that I don't love.
Right.
But I love that trigger. It's everything I don't like in a trigger, but I'm like, damn it, this is perfect.
Yeah.
So, I just sit here and told you what I prefer, and then that's not it. And then, I really like it.
Well, but again, that's where it comes back to the difference of, I'll say, difference of actual shooters versus keyboard commandos. The keyboard commandos are always going to bitch and cry about what's the best or what's preferred and what you should always be running. Whereas the reality is, yeah, you and I could shit could go down tomorrow, and whatever rifle we find or we grab out of our equipment,
I can make it work.
Yeah, I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna run it well. I don't care if it's a mil-spec trigger or it's a Geisley trigger. I'm gonna run it. I don't give a shit. And I think most people need to spend the time, shoot, and get used to their stuff, and then they won't care.
And I'll tell you something else I've learned too, man. Never say never.
Right, goonies never die.
I'm 51. And I got pretty well. My mind was made up on what I liked and didn't like by the time I was about 20.
Right.
And from 20 to 30, I was one closed-minded, arrogant.
No.
Oh yeah. If it want a Colt 1911, you can fucking take that and pound sand up your ass. I don't want to hear about it. And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and this was probably. Man, I was in my 30s, and we were talking about revolvers, and he was really singing the praises of I'm trying to remember the company. I can't remember. It was really, really high-end revolvers. Anyway, and I'm like, you know what? A Ruger's just as good. And he's like,
oh my God. Saying just as good is kind of like never saying never, just as good.
Right. And I'm like, oh, Ruger's, get a Red Hawk that's just as good. And he's like, Hunter, it's not. He said, Red Hawks are great revolvers. At the time, they were like $600 brand new. He's like, I just picked up one of these used. It was $1,400.
Right.
So, it's, and he's like, have you ever shot one? I'm like, no. Have you ever seen one in person? No. He goes, well, now how do you know?
Right.
And I got to thinking, and it kind of growing up, man, there's a correlation. I love collard greens. If they're done right, I love collard greens.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I hate collard greens. Have you ever had them? No. Well, how the fuck do you know you hate them?
Yeah.
And then, so I'm like, I've told that people my whole life. And here I am, I'm getting called out because and so
same
at
shit.
that point, early 30s, I had my mind opened. And I'm like, don't be so quick to judge. And then that's when I started looking at other cool shit and realized that, wow, the 1911 is still my favorite. There's a lot of handguns out there that are still awesome, and I want to have them.
Right.
So,
yeah, no, it's everything is subjective. Everything. I mean, don't ever get locked in. Well, okay, I think something with triggers. Like I think when I had my first AR, it was a Car 15 Olympic Arms. So the 11.5-inch barrel with a 5.5-inch flash hider, pinned on. And next thing I bought after that, I bought a like AK-74 style, so 5.45 AK, just because it was something different.
Sure.
I thought it'd be super cool. At the time, didn't realize that 5.45 wasn't exactly the easiest thing to find. You had to go to like certain gun shops that knew what it was to carry it, were like major gun shops or box stores. They didn't carry 5.45,
Ballistically, is that similar to 5.56?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the Russians. The Russians saw us using that in Vietnam, and they developed the 5.45.
Okay.
And they deployed it in Afghanistan and shit. And the Afghans call it like the poison bullet because it's ballistically similar to like older 5.56 before we neutered the shit out of it, trying to make 5.56 be this working everything platform gun. So yeah, so basically it destabilizes when it hits bodies, it tumbles, it creates a negative, real nasty wound channel like old school 5.56. It's not super stabilized. But anyways, yeah, it was cool. Trigger on it. It's just a AK trigger. It was long. There was a lot to it. But I was just basically shooting into trash. So I didn't care. Had fun with the thing. And then when Pioneer gave me my first AK from them, their Hell Pup, they're like 11.5-inch shorty. I dropped the, ALG Defense, the little sister company to Geisley. I dropped ALG's. Again, it's a flat bow or kind of flat bowed AK trigger. Oh my God.
Then you learned
That thing, like the Geisleys, it's a badass trigger. And I was like, man, how can I not put this in every other AK? So I got a couple more AKs. Well, the difference was with the other AKs that Pioneer, they said they slicked them up and polished them up. And I took them out to run them. I'm like, these triggers are fine. Like they're not just as good, but they were good enough in the sense that I see no point in tearing this out and spend the money on an ALG to drop into these things when these things, they're serviceable. I can hit shit. I can hit shit fast. Like, what more do I need?
Take that money and put it in ammo and classes.
Exactly. I mean,
and I want to touch on something, man.
Sure.
And I think a lot of people think this way, and I think I'm pretty ignorant. I mean, okay. I'm ignorant of how a lot of people think.
Okay.
I want to take a revolver class.
Okay.
And I believe the more classes you take, the better.
Sure.
And I think, man, I have probably taken a class on almost everything: shotgun, rifle, pistol, 1911,
right.
AR, lever gun. And I've had one revolver class in my life, and it was like a day class.
I was going to ask, they can't be as predominant. I mean,
they're not, but I carry revolver a lot, and I'm pretty fair with it. But I thought, anyway, so I texted a buddy of mine. He runs Trace Armory Group.
Okay.
And I'm like, hey, I want to take a class on revolver. I was like, you know anything about it? He's like, yeah, I've taught defensive revolver classes for law enforcement, way back when they primarily carried revolvers or backups or whatever, and we're texting. And he's like, yeah, I've taught it. He's like, get 7-8 people together, and I can do it for probably, oh shit. It's pouring rain.
It has been here too. It's been raining.
Yeah, well, the windows are down on my fucking truck. Shit, Dave.
Go put your windows up.
Hold on, man.
Yeah, I'll pause and cut this out. Realize that we're at 34 minutes and 20 seconds.
I just heard it ain't supposed to rain.
34:20. Cut.
Sorry.
That's funny. Jackass. Oh, as we say, looking at Elfman triggers. Elfman triggers are actually they're cool looking. I like the fact that the flat bow ones, they have ones with a little pressure pad. Well, probably don't say pressure pad, but I don't know, like a different shoe that slides onto it. That's kind of neat. Those are cheaper, but now screw that. Give me their flat bow looking trigger. That just looks cool as crap. They got Legacy Match Pro SE trigger, Legacy Match trigger, Legacy Pro SE trigger. They're all 260, so it's like I don't care if it's quick and it's fast. Yeah, it's a standard pin size. It's a good looking trigger. It's kind of a cassette style trigger. Red anodized cassette body. Does look good. And watching Hunter pulling the brake on it looks pretty slick, and I bet its reset's probably pretty fast and solid and positive. It's probably the only thing I don't like about that Q trigger is the reset on it. Just like it's short, which is good. I like that, but it's not positive. Q trigger. Literally best trigger ever made. That's what they call it. I can't remember. Is this in cassette style? Like, yeah, it's got a cassette body to it. I mean, it's a good looking trigger. Super high polishing. Almost looks like the FRT triggers. I need to shoot some more. I've put rounds through, but I could put more rounds to this thing. Right now, it's my 733 heat gun that I've modified. I definitely go shoot some more.
Woo, sorry about that.
You're all good, man.
Good Lord, looking out for me. It was sprinkling and raining.
3617 if we cut it out.
And okay. As soon as I got them rolled up, and I'm like at my foot hit the first step. Poof. All right, what were we talking about?
Revolver Class. You're taking some Revolver Class. Or trying to.
All right,
said 6-7 guys put together for X amount of dollars.
Yeah, thank you. And so he's like, yeah, 5, 6, 7 people together, and let me know, and we'll do like a day class.
Right.
So I texted a friend of mine who all he cares is revolvers.
What revolver would you take for this, by the way? What would you take?
You're probably going to roll your eyes, but I'd probably take my Colt Kodiak.
Okay. I'm not going to roll your eyes. You're taking a Revolver Class, FUD.
And I would probably take my Kodiak and shoot 44 specials out of it.
Okay. What's the difference in the Kodiak and the Anaconda?
The Kodiak is non-fluted cylinder.
Okay.
And it is ported from the factory at the muzzle.
Oh, okay. All right. That's cool.
And
I can dig it.
I think that's about it.
No, that's cool.
So I got a friend of mine. He's a little bit older than I am. Rides a Harley, and he's a gun guy, but he don't really care for autoloaders. He's like, and he's got a couple, but he carries a revolver. That's all he carries.
Right.
And so I reached out to him, and I'm like, hey, bud, I'm going to put together a revolver class. I want to take a revolver class. Are you in? And he's like, why do I need a class?
Duh.
And I replied, have you ever taken a class?
Right.
He said, no, but I mean, I can walk out my back door here and I can hit about what I want to. And I said, man, no, that ain't.
I think it's a lot of people that are like that.
And and I'm like, is that what you think? Is that, I can walk outside, I can pull my revolver, and at 21 feet or 30 feet, I can hit this pie plate.
Something good enough.
And, and I'm like, no, man, that's, and he said, well, we had a class, when I took my concealed carry.
Oh God, that's like the most abysmal class ever.
And I'm like, dude, you shot at 3, 5, and 7 yards. I'm like, literally, Ray Charles could get his concealed carry permit.
Yeah, right.
I mean, seriously. And I used to work for a guy that taught concealed carry. I mean, there were people showed up had never shot a handgun in their life.
Yeah.
And with 2 minutes of instruction. But I talk about taking classes a lot. Because I enjoy it. And
same.
Even if you take a basic class,
yeah,
you're liable to pick up something from somebody else. And
yeah.
I've taken the fundamentals of handgun shooting.
Well, one of the guys I've more recently taken stuff from is Rick Crawley from Achillies Heel Tactical. So there's a plug. We took me and a couple buddies. He did semi-local because he's more northeastern Ohio, which is like 4 hours from me.
Okay.
He came down more this way, and so me and a couple of buddies took his Rifle 1 class. And one of the things he talked about, he goes, everybody should probably go back and take a Rifle 1, a Pistol 1 class, probably once a year. He goes, try different instructors. Don't take them off the same guy all the time.
Right.
But take that level 1 class, because that level 1 class is going to always go back to drilling your fundamentals, along with some new stuff to elevate it. He was like, just keep a good baseline with that. It was like, that's pretty solid advice, I think.
But I think that most people, Dave, And I had a eye-opening event, when I texted my buddy and I'm like, hey, let's take a revolver class. I know you carry revolvers. He goes, why do I need one? I can do about what I want to. And I thought, and I'm like, man, is that the mindset of most people? I'm not going to take a class because I can walk outside and I can hit that steel at 20 feet.
Yep.
3 out of 5 times.
Yep.
And so
the mindset most people really is, I'm good. I'm good. I can do what I need.
And you think you're good till you take your first class. Yep. And I know that, and I'm an above average shooter. I'm a pretty damn good shooter, Dave. And I've shot enough matches that I didn't place abysmal in, to where I'm always at least middle to if I'm not in the dead middle, I'm maybe a notch or two above the middle. And these are IPSC and IDPA matches. And some of the guys in there are amazing. So I'm a better than average shooter as far as gun guy goes.
Yep.
And every time I take a class, I come away with something.
Yep.
And so I want to stress to people, and this is something my late friend Roger Pettit taught me, because he taught concealed carry, but then he taught defensive pistol 1, 2, and 3.
Right. And
if you took like his concealed carry class, then he would give you like a 20% discount
on another class
per class. And so once Pettit and I got to know each other, I helped him teach defensive pistol 1, 2, and 3. And one thing he told me, and this might have been in the middle of a class or something, he goes, God forbid you ever have to draw your sidearm to defend yourself.
No. Yeah.
But if you do, and the DA is trying to paint you as some vigilante Rambo.
Yeah, we've touched on this. Like you showing you've been in classes shows you that you're not just some
right. Okay, maybe we have touched on that.
Yeah, we touched on this. Semi recently, I think.
And so and I'm going to make another transition.
Go for it.
This is something that I learned semi recently from Andrew.
Okay.
So Andrew gave me a bunch of white AR mags.
Okay.
Or I think these are Magpul. I think Magpul calls them sand.
Yeah.
Okay. And I did some stuff for him, and he gave me a bunch of these, and I'm like, looking at these, I'm like, what am I going to do with this, man? It's white. He said, take it with you to rifle class. Oh, I know what it was. I had taken my AR down there to get it tuned up before rifle class, and he gave me 3 of these. And he's like, use these for your rifle class. And I said, why? He said, trust me, dude. Just do like I say. And so, fine. And I remember we had shot it like the first hour of this was with Trace Armory Group too. The first hour, you were online, but we got into mag changes, and then we got into changing mags and doing some movements and this and the other. And then when we were done, and the instructor's like, go collect your mags, and you look down there's like 5 piles, and it's black Magpul mags everywhere.
Yep.
Except for there was 3 white mag, and I'm like, these are mine.
Yep. No, that's why. Well, I shouldn't say I'm pretty good. I've slacked lately, but all my Magpul mags, they're all silver Sharpie numbered with my initials and a number to them. So you're not gonna mistake it. It's gonna have my initials and a fucking number on it. So I know my magazine's my magazine.
Sure.
No.
But this, like, if it was laying in the dirt or in a shadow,
nothing. Yeah.
Or in a pile of black mags, I'm like, that's mine.
Yep.
And Chad was with me, and Chad brought black AR mags, Magpul mags. And when he got to the house, he was shy mag.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I brought 4 mags and I ain't got but 3. And I'm like, I brought 4 white mags.
Look at the bright side. Magazines are cheap.
They are. But still, you hate to lose them.
No, but better to lose something like an AR mag over anything else.
Oh,
Pistol mags are more expensive. AR mags are, and there's a quick tip. Magazines are disposable, people.
Yeah, they
really are.
At the very least, every few years you need to replace a spring in them.
Yeah.
And then when you need to examine the feed lips, examine the body.
Sometimes at the cost of all that, just fucking throw them out and buy new ones.
Or, or not throw them out. But I tell you what I like to do. When I get a magazine that's problematic, I will mark it. And I use it in class.
Throw it in drill. Yeah, for drills. Yeah.
For failure drills.
Well,
So
it's like some people want to talk about they have range mags that they use only at the range because they don't trust them. Like a while back I ordered a bunch of the ETS clear AR mags.
okay.
They can click together kind of like the G36 mags, so you can
Oh
like
yeah.
infinitely click them with together. I bought them for my 300 blackout because I was pumping my 300 blackout all in clear mags, so I always know that was 300 blackout. Well, other buddies that wanted them, they got them, and one guy said his AR, which I'm trying to think if his was a Ruger. No, it wasn't a Ruger. I don't know what his AR was now. But it said his ran like shit with the ETS mags. Another buddy said it ran okay. And I was like, really? It's like, I haven't run mine because they're 300 blackout. Well, it's like, I'll shoot my 300 blackout. I was like, fuck it. I emptied them out, loaded them up 5.56. I took them out with a couple of my guns. Ran no problem. I had no issues with it. So I was like, I'll keep running them until they fail. Granted, this is still all in the range shit. But if I start realizing it starts giving me issues, like it won't drop free or feeding issues, so then yeah, I'll just use them as range mags. And what's immediately out front of my safe is all P mags and GI metal mags. That's it. Lancer mags are good, but some people don't like those either. But I have no problem with Lancers.
So speaking of mags, I got something cool to show you.
Yeah, go for it.
These are metal form mags made of metal. Beautiful.
I can hear that.
Green followers.
Okay.
These are Glock mags.
Oh, those new Megar ones?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or what did I say? Metal form?
You said metal form.
I'm sorry. Megar.
Yeah.
These are Megar mags. They're 20 round, and this is for the 17 and the 19.
Yeah.
Because you can see this one for the 19. It's got a little bit of a. And so I got these in for review, Dave, and I've run them through Glocks.
Yeah.
I got a little BPM 9mm AR.
Yep.
I run it through that. I've tried it through the Ruger Glock clones.
Yep.
And through the Keltec sub 2000s. And they have been flawless.
Dude, let's be honest. It's Megar, dude. Megar knows how to make magazines.
They do.
How many magazines are that is a Megar OEM mags for?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
but it's cool because they're not plastic mags.
Yeah, that is cool.
And I love that because when the slide lock, you can lock the slide to the rear, and you can just glance and you can see that great big old green follower just a shining. Yeah. Holy crap!
No, it was black. I was thinking some of my HKs got red followers, but downpouring hard.
Yeah, the damn bottom has fallen out.
Yeah, I don't know why more outfits aren't using bright color. Well, like High Points, our followers are all color coded. So
yeah,
what caliber magazine because they're all single stacks.
But I'm still appreciative that they're not black.
My EPS is orange is red.
Right.
Yes, I think what's the spring? It's black. Yeah, it's black. HKs are red and black. It depends on I think the mag generation. Because I've got some 17 rounders and 20 rounders that have red followers. Some are black. No consistency in that sense of it, but that's cool.
I got something else to talk about. This is the second to the last thing that I want to show and tell tonight.
Oh shit, and you're done.
When I saw you at SHOT Show, and you said, "What's the favorite thing you've seen at SHOT Show?" and I've said, "Man, it's this Savage got this new 22 lever action." I don't know if you remember.
I don't remember that. No.
And the Revel Deluxe.
Oh, that's cool looking.
And it's
like stock's a little different.
Straight barrel.
Nice.
And they separated the magazine tube enough. Tube. I can speak English. To where you can load it. It loads old school, but it'll miss the can.
Oh, that's slick.
It's got a little. If you can see here, it's got a kind of a little fat spacer there between the barrel and the. And so when you load it and unload it, I got
a little less traditional, but if I can suppress it, that's cool.
Got my little range tool.
Oh yeah.
Fire can. But I thought this would be a good test bed for the upgraded aluminum monocore for the inland.
Yeah, just so you get you one of those too.
Yeah, because what I'm thinking,
we're out of them actually.
You do have them?
No, I think we're out of them. I got to see if we're getting more of those soon.
Yeah, well, get me one and send it to me, and that'll give me an excuse to buy this Savage. I mean, I'm gonna buy it anyway.
Right, it's not gonna change anything.
And then Talo has come out with, they partnered with Winchester, making their own 22 rimfire long rifle.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and I don't know, they're going for a bulk cheap price point.
Okay.
I don't know what that is yet because this is brand new to the market. Matter of fact, I'm hoping that I can talk about it, but it is what it is.
At this rate,
I'm sure it's fine.
At this rate, this episode won't be live on YouTube for like 2 or 3 weeks. And like I said, we just posted episode 5 on
I'm sure it's
Apple, so it'll be plenty fine.
I'm sure it's fine. But yeah, they're trying to bring back.
We don't have much of an audience anyway, so I wouldn't worry about too bad.
I mean, it's growing though, right?
I'm sure it probably is.
And that's what I'm reviewing now, man. I've got
that's cool.
Charter Arms reached out to me about doing, they're doing a 357 38 revolver that comes with a different cylinder for 9mm, all encompassing.
That's cool.
So I told them, I said, you know what? Give me just a minute because I've got a pile of stuff to finish.
Right. That's cool.
And that brings me to a question I've got for you that I want to ask you.
Sure, go for it.
I'm having a lot more manufacturers reach out to me to do reviews. Okay. I mean, it's over the past year, Dave, it's doubled.
Jesus.
Yeah. And now my traffic is great. I'm probably, I'm gonna screw this number up, but it's probably 70,000 page views a month for rangeshot.com.
Right.
And I'm at almost 67,000 subs on YouTube. So I'm small. Are manufacturers having a hard time finding decent reviewers?
Yeah, I think so, because we look at it, you've got the big dogs that are out there, and some of them are absolute shills.
Yeah.
A lot of them, most of the big dogs, I'll say, are absolute shills.
You have to pay them to do your reviews, and
that's a whole other level of the shill. Like,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of them too. The big dogs. Some big dogs want paid. Some big dogs, are just a shill no matter what. But then I feel like there's this gap of. I don't think you're that small. I've seen more people solicit to us that are like minuscule. They're microscopic. So
right,
you're not small, but they're so small. It's like it's really going to get seen at all every period.
Yeah,
and those are the guys where it's like you got to vet them harder, and or like, man, I need a credit card on file before I send you products because I can't just give this to you.
Sure,
and because you're only looking at or what's happened. Like one guy reached out to me for High Point review. He said he's got 100,000 views. I pulled up a site and man, he didn't even have 10K on his videos. I'm like, dude, you only have a couple hundred views in this one. There's 1,000 in this video. I'm like, did you think I wouldn't see these numbers?
Right.
Well, then it's because it was in his shorts. His shorts hit 100,000 views. I'm like, okay, that's cool and all, but I kind of don't care so much about your shorts being 100,000 views. I want to see your long form video,
right? Because
that's actually going to be populated more longer. Yes, they push the shorts. I get it, but
the short is the icing on the cake.
Yeah. It's not as valuable.
That's what draws people to watch your long form review.
Right.
I had wondered, I'm getting solicited by companies via email that I don't even know people at.
Right.
Like this German company.
Exposure. Yeah, because they want exposure. They need it.
This German company, I'd heard of them, Dave, but it's God.
I wrote while you think about that. I have a finished review on my Benelli M4 clone, and I've been sitting on it for probably months because when I've had free time, I've probably been trying to dick around with this thing and doing this, and my website is stale as shit. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I need to just upload it on yours.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know.
Have you ever heard of IBER Arms? IBER?
Possibly.
IBER. Mustafa Gokulu. They do shotguns out of Turkey.
Oh, another Turkish outfit, huh?
Yeah, and they were asking me.
I'm looking at like it's an MP5 clone, like a bad one.
I've never heard of these people. I've never been by and met anybody, and this is just an example of, I probably get a couple 3 a week, maybe. I mean, that's how I got these Metcar mags.
I mean, yeah, it's because either big guys either want money or they're shills or some of them, they're so backed up, I don't know. I think a lot of it's just, we do need more guys your size doing reviews, but also there's still a huge difference that you have that even the bigger guys don't do. You do a full-blown written review and a full long-form video to go with it. About the only ones that are even really close to that maybe is the firearm blog, and it's usually because one guy does a video and a different guy ends up writing an article, which is fine.
You got two,
but you're still going to the firearm blog and you're getting both. But anywhere else though, it's just YouTube videos, and I feel like I barely watch gun reviews anymore on YouTube because I get tired of some of the bullshit, and I just rather kind of read it sometimes.
I watch my analytics, and I get per day more traffic to YouTube than I do rangeout.com.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
But however, when I look at my Google analytics, it's like who comes to rangeout.com, it's like 45 to 70.
Right.
And then who comes to, YouTube is like 40 to 18.
Right.
And so if I was not doing written articles, Dave, then I'm completely dependent on YouTube.
Yeah.
If YouTube wakes up in the morning and goes, okay, Hunter, you're done.
Yeah.
And delete my channel. And it's going to suck, but all of my videos are on a hard drive.
Right.
So I'm going to take a weekend and just upload everything to another site and then change the links. So I wouldn't be dead in the water.
Right. Side note for that, throw your shit on Rumble. All of it.
Yeah.
All of it.
Okay.
I mean, I've got some friends that they're pretty big into the YouTube Rumble sphere, and they say that Rumble's numbers are a lie. Like it's not real numbers. Like if all of a sudden you get massive following on Rumble and on YouTube, they say that's just they're lying because you're new, or you're not even new. They're just saying that they're lying. But that being said, there's still a free speech space.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, then who cares? Like, I get it what you guys are saying if the numbers aren't accurate, but if people are still going there, like my stuttering here, my buddies that we like shooting, they are live every Monday night. I listen to them every Tuesday, and I listen to them exclusively on Rumble just because halftime YouTube, they'll say something that pisses off YouTube and they get pulled. So Rumble, it's always there. And like our stuff, this is relatively safe because we're not live, we're recording, so we can show a gun. It doesn't really matter, because it's posted up just as a video. This isn't actually a live thing. And part of me, it's like, until we ever if we ever build a base of people wanting to comment shit to us, why go live? Screw it, I don't care.
I got age restricted yesterday for my. I did a review on the 30 caliber can from B&T.
Dude, I was getting hit on my own personal channel that is ancient. There's no gun reviews. It's just me fucking around. A video from, it was from 2007. My first time to Vegas. I went to a gun range and shot Tommy gun. And they age restricted my Tommy gun video. Like what? This is the dumbest thing ever. I'm like, Like you could legally do this. A kid could literally come to that store. Parents say, "Yep, let my son shoot the Tommy gun," and they're gonna be like, "Okay, kid, here you go. Let it rip.
Yeah.
All right, go." Age restricted. 2007, dude. Like it's dumb. It's so
Yeah,
dumb.
maybe I'll put everything on Rumble, and so in the event something happens with YouTube, I'm not having to upload everything. I just go and get the hyperlink, because and here's another kind of and I think we've talked about this, but if somebody goes to rangehot.com and they watch the video that's embedded in the review on Range Hot, because you can watch it on Range Hot,
yeah,
or you could click watch it on YouTube.
right.
If you watch it on Range Hot, I don't get a fucking click on my YouTube video.
Right.
You have to. But here's the thing, and I don't understand it. It's an embed of a YouTube video.
But see, I can tell you, sometimes I found, if I'm gonna listen to a video, I think I run this on like Fire and Blog. If Reeves has got a video up and I want to listen to it, and I click off the page, it pauses it. So I'll click the link to go to the YouTube channel, so it'll just play, and I can go click around and I can do other shit while listening to it.
Right.
So I personally almost always will click the video to your channel to watch or listen from your channel, as opposed to being embedded in your site.
Gotcha.
That's just me personally, dude. I'm a fucking oddball guy like that sense. That's not the masses. You know what I mean?
I've talked to a lot of people, and they're like, what I do is, I find the video, I hit play, and then I scroll up and I read your article while I'm listening to your video play on the site.
That's cool.
Which is great, but I don't have any, and I get a hit for that page.
Right.
But, it's almost like I should be getting a twofer.
Right.
And unless they click watch on YouTube, YouTube doesn't show that I got a view.
Which I think is stupid.
Because I'm getting still probably, if you go and look at a YouTube video, my numbers are just ballpark. If you go to YouTube and you look at a video and it says it's been viewed 20,000 times.
Right.
It's probably been looked at 7,000 more times on Range Hot.
Right.
But I'm not getting credit for that.
No.
But
it's stupid. I get it. I'm with you. I disagree with that, but I disagree that YouTube does that, I should say. But
they want you on YouTube to look at the ads and to be drawn in. I get it. They want you on that site. They want you to stay on it.
It's just, say it like this: Google sucks, man. Google really sucks. Like my web girl. So I do the maintenance, obviously, on the High Point site. But our web girl, she called me today and she was like, "Yeah, so Google's changing their rules and stuff." And I have some old file names, like image file names, that have a space, like it'd be 995 T space TS, and that space. Now Google's changing rules where that space could mean that image then may not load and show up because Google doesn't want the spaces. So now it's going to be 995 dash. So it'd go all lowercase, dashes, no spaces. And it was like, she's telling me this. I was like, I remember back in the day, Windows wouldn't let you save a file with a fucking space.
Right.
It had to be a dash. I was like, and now you got Google's going, we don't want spaces on the internet. It's like, who said you guys are the overlords of the internet? I mean, they are.
They are.
I mean, okay, right now, like this browser I'm using Microsoft's current version of, I think they call Edge still. I don't even know. But I'm using Microsoft's, their browser, which is based off Google Chrome. So it's Microsoft running Chrome. Riddle me that one. And it's only because I was doing research to see what was the least CPU and memory resource intensive browser, because Chrome's the worst. Chrome will just suck the life out of your machine.
See, I use Chrome.
I used to. Right now, granted, it's a brand new machine that I'm running.
Okay.
So I'm still getting everything back up to status quo. But I'm trying out just running Microsoft's Edge because independent tests have said it is the least resource hogging browser than any of the other Chrome variants out there. But the fact that Microsoft's thing is a Chrome variant, you're like, what the hell, man? Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I do. It's they're looking. I'm sorry that my lamp is flaring out a little bit. I'm using a really high quality camera here.
Motherfucker, I've told you.
I knew. I prompted you for that, so you get it out of your system.
Buy the dummy. I'm gonna send you links again. Buy the dummy battery. I'm gonna send you a link to the headset. I'm gonna send you a link to this microphone. You know, you can afford it. Range Hawk can afford it.
I've got a wonderful microphone.
Yeah, that sounded great.
Hello. Well, I mean, I've got a great mic mounted on my. It takes it is not an 1/8" plug.
Well, that's why I'll send you a link to a decent USB-C one that I'm using right here. That actually the guys that we like shooting, Sean, he bought this mic for all of his guys. He's using something a little higher end, I think himself. But I was like, I don't do anything crazy. I'm like, there you go.
Yeah, that plugs.
You can do the old school plug, but also it's USB-C.
Okay.
So it works, and it works well.
I don't know how to hook my camera up to use it as a webcam.
Dude. Okay, so you plug it in. Okay. You find
I can use one of my little video cameras.
I don't care. Like you've got the point is you've got better cameras you can use, and it pretty much is simple as plugging it into your PC and going with it. Yes, you might need to go to the manufacturers because you got a Panasonic, your other camera.
I got my dedicated video cameras are Panasonics.
There you go. So you might have to grab a Panasonic driver from their website. We just type in Panasonic model number, Windows 10 or 11 driver, and they'll have some quick, easy little software you download. Probably don't have to do anything else to it. And then this shit, it's already there. It populates.
All right.
Because actually, I forgot that when I hooked this thing up to the new machine. I was like, why isn't it reading my camera? I'm like, oh, shit, I need to grab the Canon software. And I literally just Google Canon EOS Rebel driver and done. And now it's on here. Yeah, EOS Webcam Utility Pro.
I'll look into that.
I mean, dude, it's simple because I was using regular webcams and they suck. And I was like, man, this Rebel, I'm not using it because I went to the Sony. I was like, I'm sure I can get a lens that actually works for where I'm sitting.
Yeah, it's a clear picture.
Yeah, and it's awesome. I mean, and yeah, like I said, the dummy battery is the key. So you're not ever using battery power. It's just getting constant power.
Right.
So yeah, it's simple, dude.
Yeah, I'll look into that. I need to probably.
This is our 13th episode. I'll probably bitch to you about this probably 10 times, probably.
Every time. But then here's the thing. If I set all that up, then you're going to bitch about something else. So do I want to continue just to deal with this, or am I going to just have to surmount problem after problem after problem?
Do you want to make the videos look as awesome as possible to show off your greatness, or do you just want to look like a fucking hack?
I like this, really dark.
Are you not a videographer?
I'm a bit of a hacky one. I mean, you've seen my videos. I ain't no fucking Martin Scorsese, brother.
Well, even the greats aren't as great as they used to be.
It's funny you mentioned that. Before our podcast started, I was on Tubi.
Yeah,
and Kane and I were watching this movie. It's a documentary about the movies introduced in the 80s.
Okay.
Primarily,
like the greatest decade of movies ever.
Yeah. I mean, and it was primarily like 81 to 84. Like,
I disagree with that, but okay.
Well, no. This is what the documentaries were talking about. The movie.
This episode was 81 to 84. Okay.
Yeah. Like it started out talking about the late 70s. And
really good gems in the late 70s. Really good gems.
Yeah. Then it started like the late 70s, 78, 79, boom, 80 to like 84. And, and it was showing the movies, especially like 82, 83, man. We got like Fast Times at Ridgemont High, right. Blade Runner, Conan the Barbarian, E.T., a Megaforce. I mean,
Empire Strikes Back was 80.
Was it?
Jedi was 80. Yeah, and Return of the Jedi was 83. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Dave, they were showing Poltergeist being made.
Oh God, Poltergeist is great.
And
the original, by the way, that remake, I've never seen it, and I've always heard it was trash.
This was the 82 Poltergeist.
I thought 83 or 84. But
okay, it was in that. And so
Greg T. Nelson, great movie.
Like they had a room, like the bedroom was on a gimbal.
It was 82.
So when it was like they were filming the room being moved and upset.
Yeah, when she rolls around the whole room.
Yeah. It was on a gimbal.
Yeah.
And here's my question, and that's amazing. Like they showed a little 40-second clip of that being filmed. Are we ever going to get movies like that again, man?
Dude, I don't know. Maybe because I'll tell you, like, especially for my horror movies in October. I watched a couple. What's that?
I do enjoy your list.
Well, I try to pick up every now and then more than a few independents. You sent me a couple independents. Another friend of mine, Pam, her and her mom are both horror junkies, and they've sent me some independent flicks. And while none of the newer independents, none of them have been to the level of, say, like 82's Poltergeist, I see hope in some of the independent stuff that they will go back to form of more practical stuff. But I don't know, man. I don't know, because everything is looking to go way more AI-ish, and like, yeah, there's some really cool AI shit people put out there. Like I've seen some, it was a Star Wars video, and it was more prequel stuff showing Count Dooku arguing with the Jedi. And I think it was from a book, like a Legends prequel book, and they more or less animated it in AI. So the voices were great. I mean, the mouths weren't moving that much, but it was more of like a motion comic. But it was super cool to see this like chapter of this book kind of live to a degree.
Right.
Man, that's cool. But at the same time, yeah, you go back and watch 87 Predator. You watch the 92 Predator 2, and they still look better than all the newer ones.
And how is that possible with technology being so advanced?
I don't know. Well, and I'll say, like, you get to the practical effects of Predators. It was fine. It was solid. I have some issues with designs, but that's a whole other topic another day. You get to the practical effects of Prey, the Native American Predator movie. The practical effects was awesome. The CGI actually was fine. I think the bears only looked kind of weak in that one, in my opinion. But I remember what was the Morgan Freeman movie. He's a detective. He had two movies. Alex Cross, I think, was the character. It was Along Came a Spider, I think. At the beginning of that movie, there's a car crash.
And Double Jeopardy.
No, it's a different movie.
But won't he in Double Jeopardy as a detective too, or no?
I don't know. That's Ashley Judd. And Ashley Judd was in the first movie of these. I'm thinking of is Kiss the Girl's the first one.
Okay.
Kiss the Girl's Ashley Judd and Morgan Freeman. And then Ashley Judd's Double Jeopardy. I don't know if Morgan Freeman's in Double Jeopardy. I don't recall.
Okay.
But another Alex Cross story, though, from Kiss the Girls was, what did I say, Spider something.
Along Came a Spider.
Along Came a Spider. There's a car crash in it. And the car crash was this like early 2000s just car crash. It was CG and it looked fucking terrible. And it's like, okay, it's going to get better. Now you go look at the Marvel movies, the early Marvel movies, the CG was awesome and looked great. You get some of the more current Marvel movies, the CG looks fucking terrible. Like, it all looks so bad and fake.
He was not in it, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'll say one that I have a hardcore passion for, and it's been in my feed lately. Tom Cruise, Oblivion. Familiar with that one?
That's a good movie.
Dude, I love that movie. But the amount of practical effects in that movie is why that movie looks so good. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of CG in it, but the practical effects are awesome in it.
It's a mind-blowing flick.
Oh, it's a great flick. I mean, it's got a 70s style, like small cast vibe to it, but my point is, it's made really well. And that same guy did Top Gun Maverick. I mean, and he did Tron Legacy. So, dude, like, that guy knows how to make a movie. You know,
I really enjoyed Top Gun Maverick.
Dude, Top Gun Maverick was great.
Except,
oh, here we go. Don't even.
I'm sorry, but he's doing Mach 10.3 and punches out.
It's a movie, dude. No,
I know, but
did he punch out or did it just fly apart and he survived?
No, it began to fly apart,
I know.
And he punched out, and I thought,
okay, you're crying. That's far fetched. How about the fact that their F-18s they pulled Mach 9.1 on their escape out? That
oh, did they?
the airframe can't handle that. It's a movie.
You mean 9.1 G's when they were climbing the mountain?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Even the movie they said it's like seven something is like the max it can handle. But can a human even really pull 9 G's like that? Like, it's a movie, man. It's a movie, man. It's a movie.
I know, but I mean,
okay. It's a great movie. But
it is. But I mean,
that's one that still looks really good. I have no complaints visually with a movie like that.
When that happened, that's right there at the beginning. I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna watch it. But if this is where we're going, then, but it's not. You know,
No.
It redeemed itself. It was a good movie, and it did well. You look at a lot of, I think, oh God, I think Hollywood does not have the read on what people.
No. Very, very few do. I think like Tom Cruise still does. Like, we're set up to go watch Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Yeah.
And it looks awesome. The previous one, Dead Reckoning, was awesome. Actually, the only Mission Impossible movie that wasn't good, in my opinion, was 2, one directed by John Woo, because it was too much of a John Woo movie.
Okay.
Other than that, I love every Mission Impossible movie. Those are all awesome flicks.
The first one was certainly
Brian De Palma.
It changed the way I think action movies were made.
You're gonna make me now retrospectively look back and think of like that was a 96. The first one was.
You think about the over the top. I mean, and I know there's been a bunch of over the top shit,
right?
But like them lowering him in that room.
That shit was some of the most intense shit ever. Like seriously.
You know, I think Mission Impossible. It was woke up some people that had perhaps been kind of leaning back on their haunches and just following a formula.
Yeah.
But you know, Tom Cruise, a lot of people give him shit. Now,
he's the last movie star, man. He's the last movie star.
And I watched the interview. Now I know he's
Scientologist.
Scientologist.
Yeah,
whatever.
Makes him a little kooky, but I don't care.
But you know, I watched him. He was on Good Morning America. This was like 15, 20 years ago.
Okay.
And he was talking. So evidently he's really big. He's really anti drug, like drugging kids with Ritalin and stuff. And so he was on there and he was kind of not arguing with the host because, look, you know, we have kids that are maybe a little hyperactive or they've got.
I think I've seen a recent clip of this actually. Now that you say this,
you did see that?
I think I saw a clip because that sounds familiar.
And he was like, you know, and so you have this kid that's got a lot of energy and he's bouncing off the walls, and he said that's what kids do.
Yes.
But now for up until now that was fine, and now you're going to drug them. You're going to alter their brain chemicals as a child with Ritalin, and you have no idea how that's going to impact them as an adult.
Yep.
And they're like, you're a movie star. What do you know? And now you look back, you're like, that was 15 years ago or 10 years ago or 20 years. I don't remember. But it was a while back, and you look, you're like, fuck, he was on to something.
Right.
I don't think he's an idiot.
No.
I don't. I think the man is smart. And I think that he's got a lot of insight about how he sees and does things. And most actors, you know, when they give an opinion, I'm like, fuck off. I don't give a shit.
Yep. 90% of the time, that's what you should do is tell them to fuck off.
Right. But he was very passionate about it.
Yes.
And it wasn't just he got caught drunk driving, and so we got to do a PSA.
Right.
You know, he was like, and I said, whether he's right or wrong, that man believes what he's saying.
Yep.
It turned out, you know, he was right, but I was like, okay, and it gave me a newfound respect, you know, for Tom Cruise, because I really think that I don't think he ever phones it in. He does a lot of his own stunts.
Dude, he never phones it in. That dude is like so dedicated, it's not even funny.
I mean,
like,
the War of the Worlds remake was actually damn good.
Yeah, I like it.
I enjoy that.
I own it. It's back behind me. I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
I have it.
You know, anyway, I do like Tom Cruise. and I appreciate when they had Maverick that the Iceman was there.
Oh yeah, dude, seeing Val Kilmer was fucking great.
And did you know? So I was reading this. They weren't going to do it. Like the studio and all are like, well, he's got throat cancer. You know, we're not interested. And what I read now was Tom Cruise was like, we're going to have Iceman in it, or I'm walking.
Well, and so I heard a bit. I think maybe when they first announced they were actually going to make the movie, that Kilmer came to Tom Cruise. He was like, dude, I gotta be in it. And Tom Cruise was like, dude, of course you would be in it.
Right.
You know.
But I heard there was some pushback on the studio.
Oh, I'm sure they were. Studios, they fuck shit up all the time.
Right. You know, and that thing, that documentary I was watching with Candy was talking about that. They're like, you know, back in the 80s, movie studios had a whole lot better idea of what the public wanted. And back then, you had 25 different movie studios making movies. Now you got, what, 5, 7? I don't know.
I mean, I'll say to the credit, there's still plenty of times the studios fucked up and fucked with movies and jacked them up and shouldn't have. But you're right. I do think they did have a better feel than, you know, like I'm going to get super nerdy here on you. The Sean Connery movie, Outland.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, where he's the space marshal.
Yeah.
That whole movie has a total alien vibe to like the Weyland-Yutani, the company, you know, the whole vibe. But made by Warner Brothers, so it's not connected. But at the same time, if you ask Ridley Scott, Alien, Blade Runner, it's all the same universe in his mind.
Right.
And the owner of Fox at the time, Alan Ladd, he left after Alien because he was one fighting for the Alien film, and studio heads were still being dicks because they were even then. But Alan Ladd, he left and he created the Ladd Company, and the Ladd Company is the ones who produced Outland and Blade Runner. And Alan Ladd's even quoted somewhere saying, "I always feel that Outland is in the Alien universe."
Oh, okay.
You know, now again, here's one of those things: there is no George Lucas to the Alien universe or the Predator universe, so anybody can say whatever the fuck they want. It doesn't matter.
Right.
But to me, even then, at this point, my own headcanon, yes, Blade Runner, Alien, Outland, it's all the same universe for me. Absolutely.
Same realm of
when you intentionally make your film look visually like another film in a good way,
yeah,
I'm sold. You got me. I'm in. I'll believe that it's part of something bigger.
And if it enhances the end user's experience,
absolutely,
then why not?
Yeah.
You know, and
what are you losing?
And then you pull a fucking Kevin Smith and you make Clerks 3 and it is fucking atrocious.
Dude, don't even go there. Kevin Smith's a fuck. We've been over him.
I know, but he made a handful of Clerks, and Clerks 2 were amazing.
Dude, everybody made some amazing shit and then stopped. I mean,
how do you fuck up the Clerks franchise?
How do you fuck up the Predator franchise, dude?
Well, you know, okay. But I mean, you know, he oh God, I'm sorry, but I got
fuck Kevin Smith. Here, I'm gonna turn you off because you got me on I've been searching something else to show you.
Okay.
Share screen.
Clerks 3.
Share screen. Is it this one? Have you seen? You know of the fact there's a new Predator movie coming out right in November?
I've seen some really poor screenshots of the movie. Yeah.
Okay. I think this design style is absolute dog shit.
Of course.
I fucking hate it. There's such a huge like fight online about it. And like, oh, well, he's a young Predator. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm pretty sure they said in Predator 2 he was a young Predator. So it's like, why does that one look cool and this one look like dog shit? And here, let's go. Oh, well, shit. How do I change it?
Yeah, that is phoned in, you know, FX.
Here, I'm gonna change it to another one. Let's see how I do this. That's add the stage. No, just remove that one. Damn it. Stop screen share. I do another one here. Talking about the 80s again. This is what made me think about this. How important the 80s is.
Oh, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
There you go. 87. Look at that beautiful Stan Winston design to this shit. I don't care if this is a teenager and this is a 30, 40-year-old dude. This looks fucking terrible.
They do not look like the same species.
No. And it's like, and it's so funny. People are like, oh, you're just mad because it looks different. Motherfuckers, like, the fan base here, like myself, I had the comic books as a kid. I still have the comic books. I have figures. There's a shit ton of huge differences in what Predators look like. This is absolute garbage.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just,
garbage.
do you think, okay, so one of my, if pressed, my favorite movie ever, Casablanca.
Right? We've talked about that a little bit before.
It is, there is no real special effects, but the acting and the dialogue is fucking amazing. So,
Right.
do you think, Dave, that because of AI and CGI, studios have gotten just lazy?
To a certain degree, yes. I can't completely put my finger on it because, okay, did you ever watch Prey, the Predator like movie? It was.
I've seen the first couple.
But no. Prey is the Predator, Predator 2, Predators, the Predator. It's technically the fifth film.
Okay.
But it takes place like in the 1800s, or well, late 1700s, early 1800s.
No, I haven't seen. I saw Predator 1 and 2.
Okay, Prey is from a couple years ago. It's new. It's good. It's worth watching. And the thing about it is the Predator, he definitely is a different species of Predator. He does look very different. I don't entirely like his design, but I don't hate it like this new fucking thing that's coming out. But a bit I'm getting at is there's a scene in the movie where his mask's off and his mandibles, he opens up and he roars.
Yeah.
And it was CG. It was kind of like, why wasn't this practical? Well, then come to the wonderful world of social media, that clip gets shown out there, and when he opens his mouth, you see like it's twitching, and it's the animatronic twitching,
Right.
and it's like that looks better. That makes it look more real.
Creepy.
It's character. It's like that's live. In the CG, they take it all out, so he just goes raw. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So that's not lazy. They erased over something that looks better. Like I don't get it.
That thing twitching would be it would make it creepier.
Oh, dude, it was awesome. I gotta see if I can find it. But now the Predator though, he's called the the Feral. When he first takes his mask off, you look at him, you're like, what did they do to design a Predator that looks like he has Down syndrome?
Oh.
That's kind of what it looks like.
I think the one I liked a lot, probably my favorite, was Predator versus Alien.
Alien vs Predator.
You didn't like it where they found all that stuff below the Arctic ice?
It's a love hate, man.
Okay.
It's a love hate. But see, I'm coming from super nerd here. The comic books, which were based more in the Aliens universe.
Right.
So when they did AVP and it was set on Earth, like present day, yeah.
I got you. I like when the black chick was whipping ass.
But see, all that was kind of stolen from this.
Oh.
That's kind of why it like irked me. But at the same time, it was one of those. We hadn't had an Alien movie since Alien Resurrection, which was just okay. We hadn't had a Predator movie since Predator 2, which was a great sequel. Anybody that says otherwise is wrong. So it was kind of like I was just excited and happy to see Aliens and Predators finally together, battling it out in a movie. Oh, God damn it. In a movie together, because we've been wanting it since Predator 2 and they showed the alien skull in the trophy room.
Right.
So it's fine. It's entertaining. It's not a great Alien film. It's not a great Predator film, but it's fine. I'll watch it every now and again.
I appreciate the fact that, old girl was like, she was willing to kill that son, or try to kill that son bitch. And okay, the point of the movie for me that made it good is the Predator. Remember, he gave that woman the skull of the alien.
Yeah.
And then he inscribed something on her.
Yeah, it was their clan mark.
So that showed that those fucking things had a bit of empathy.
we know they're not just feral animals. I mean, we've known that since the second one. I mean,
but they were kind of it showed that they had a lot more depth to them. That they're just maniacs.
Yeah, she proved herself. She was a worthy hunter. You know, well, because they were working together. I wouldn't even say opponent, but yes, no. And again, all of that was ripped from the comic book. All that. I mean, so it wasn't.
They did use some source material though.
It's like, again, the whole Antarctic thing. Stay out of Antarctica. That's where the thing happens. The John Carpenter's the thing. Stay the hell out of Antarctica. They own it. Like I said, I have a love-hate, man.
I watched the remake. I watched the original thing, which is great.
Talking the thing, the Howard Hawks.
Yeah.
Things on the world.
The remake is better from John Carpenter.
John Carpenter's remake is one of the greatest movies ever.
But then they remade it a few years ago.
No, it's not a remake. It's a prequel.
Oh, are you sure?
Dude, yes. It's a prequel. It is showing you everything that happened in the Norwegian camp. Half the cast, dude, 3/4 of the cast is Norwegian in that movie because it's the Norwegian camp.
Right. I'm talking about the one with the chick in it.
Yes.
Dark-haired chick.
Yes. There's only her, the pilot and the co-pilot, I think, and their crew guy. 4 people that are and the ex-boyfriend. There's 5 Americans in it. The rest are all Norwegians.
That was
This is This movie's a studio. That movie is a studio meddling movie. The guys behind the effects are Studio ADI. They were the dudes that did the Alien 3 and Predator stuff after Stan Winston's crew. They knew what they were doing. They knew how to make it. Studio stepped in and CGI'd the fuck out of it. Just how I talked about the Predator's mouth twitching. Right. They CGI'd it. Everything you saw in the thing, they had it built practically. The studio made it become CGI'd out.
Right.
They had a whole like alien at the end that instead in the final movie you see this like towering glittery shit. I'll find the video link from Alec Gillis and Tom Woodruff where they're basically ranting and bitching about the thing and what they built and what the thing 2011 turned into. Like it was out of their control. I have a different love-hate for that movie. I like that prequel. I like seeing the Norwegian camp. Does it do anything better than John Carpenter's? Fuck no. But does it end leading exactly straight into John Carpenter's? Yes, and that's fucking cool as hell.
Off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool as shit. It's such a cool ending.
It's a decent movie.
But it's one of those things, if you've never seen The Thing, any version ever, absolutely you watch John Carpenter's 82 version first, then you watch the 2011 prequel. Don't watch the prequel first. Jesus Christ.
It'll spoil it for you.
But yeah, always watch theatrical release. I mean, you don't watch the black and white Howard Hawks. It's such a different movie. It doesn't really matter, I don't think.
I liked it.
No, I didn't say you can't like it. I said it's such a different movie. That movie's almost more like Alien than it is The Thing.
Yeah, it was a humanoid creature in ice.
Yeah. Yeah. Rob Bottin's fucking The Thing effects were just it was awesome.
Oh yeah, it was a great flick. One of my favorite. I think that's Candy's favorite horror movie is The Thing.
The Thing? It's epic, dude. I'm gonna look up that documentary. If you find the name of it, send it to me. Let me know because I would definitely want to check that out.
About the you talking about the 80s movies? Yeah. It's on Tubi, I think.
Yeah, I wrote that down.
And I tell you, you got Roku?
No, I use Prime Fire Sticks, but it's more or less still the same shit.
Do yourself a favor, man. Download Roku on your Fire Stick.
Okay.
There a lot of great movies on Roku.
Oh, like on the Roku channel itself?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know I can download that.
Yeah, I would download because I started watching, and it's a lot of 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
Right.
Like they got all the Magnum PIs on there. So
you know something I want to find and rewatch, because I have no recollection of watching. I wouldn't watch as a kid. Is Miami Vice, the original Miami Vice show? We've talked about this a little bit, I think, too.
I started.
There, look at this. Somebody else's redesign. That looks more like a Predator on the right.
It looks like a Predator and a Klingon got it on.
Kind of, but it still looks better than this shit. Than this.
I agree.
Dreadlocked hair crap.
But it's not like the original.
No. The original's king.
I'll agree with you on that, man. 100%. What movie did you say?
No, the Miami Vice, the series, Miami Vice.
Yeah, well, we talked about
Yes.
the competitive shooter.
Yes.
And then I was watching, I was perusing. It was a movie group on Facebook.
Okay.
And do you remember? I think it was the pilot of Miami Vice, and Sonny and Crockett are going to go shoot it up with some damn drug dealers, and he's playing the Phil Collins song "In the Air Tonight."
Right.
And it's like these long, continuous shots of like the side of the car, and then Sonny and Crockett, and then and then he gets that cut down side by side, no stock, no barrel, breaks it open, and you can hear him drop 2 shells in it, and he stops and calls his wife. He's like, it was real, not now, but it was a very poignant moment, I think, in TV history, because there are perfect scenes in movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
And you can watch that scene without any other context, and you're like, this is powerful.
Yeah.
And that if you're going to start back watching Miami Vice,
I need to find it streaming because it's on Peacock. I'm not putting a streaming service on because
I was watching it on something. I had to go back and look. I don't remember what I was watching on, but I watched it off and on. But it was like, when did that come out? 85?
Man, I don't even know.
Because I was. It had to be.
Does 84 to 89.
Yeah, so I mean, in 84, dude, I was 11.
I was 4.
Oh yeah, you're a young little whippersnapper, aren't you?
We're 80, man.
So I think I watched a little bit of it, but I didn't like.
Right.
I was into the Dukes of Hazzard.
Right.
So shows that were a lot more heavy didn't hold my attention as a child.
Yeah.
That I could go and watch now. Excalibur as a child, it's one of the greatest movies ever made. Conan the Barbarian, as a child, those movies really grabbed my attention.
Yeah.
But back then I didn't really get it. But now I do.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's funny with certain things like that you actually get. Like I think we've talked about before, like my affection for MASH, how I fell into MASH from watching TNG reruns in the summers. From 10 o'clock on Fox was MASH, and then from 11 to 12 was 2 episodes of MASH. Or 10 to 11 was TNG, Star Trek, and then 11 to 12 was 2 episodes of MASH back to back. And I really got into MASH, as a preteen teenager. I'm like, oh, this is awesome, and I still like it to this day. I can if I see MASH streaming on something, I'll just click it, background noise. I'm like, yeah, this is good shit.
Yeah, MASH wasn't my favorite.
Well, but I'm just saying, as a kid though, something that clicked with me, whereas a lot of stuff like that wouldn't have, because I didn't know it. I wasn't used to it. It looked old because it was old even then.
Yeah.
But whereas Miami Vice, I think as a teenager, I was kind of like, yeah, that movie looks like that show looks 80s corny as all get out.
Right.
But it wasn't corny at all. And as YouTube became a thing, you start seeing people posting clips of it, and it was like, okay, I get this is like a very 80s show, but it looks pretty badass and serious.
And the Bren 10.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
before you know how that was.
And if I'm gonna, you're gonna disagree with me on this, and that's fine. There, to some degree, I enjoy Nash Bridges. Did you ever watch Nash Bridges?
Nope. I know of it, but never watched it.
It's the same. Don Johnson.
Yep.
Is the San Francisco cop, and Cheech Martin is his partner.
Yep.
And it's got Yasmin Bleeth in it.
96 to 01, that show ran. Holy shit.
It's kind of cheesy.
Yeah, I was feeling you were gonna say that.
It ain't as cheesy as like Walker, Texas Ranger.
Okay, that was
Not
ultimate
that
cheese.
It's good. It's got Yasmin Bleeth in it a lot.
But what you're saying is that Miami Vice has aged better than that. Nash Bridges.
I think that with Nash Bridges, they were trying to recapture Miami Vice. And while it was decent, Miami Vice is still better.
Right.
You've got Don Johnson essentially playing the same role.
Right.
But instead of Crockett being his partner, I don't remember that actor's name, it's Cheech. And that is it's hard to take that serious because it's Cheech.
Right.
And he's a San Francisco cop fighting drug dealers.
Right.
And I'm like, man, y'all, I love Cheech and Chong. Love Cheech and Chong.
But different when the context of, yeah.
But I just can't see Cheech out there busting drug dealers. I mean, it's had Chong in it as a head, and like they busted. And he goes to jail, and they like Cheech handcuffs him and takes him to jail. And I'm like, man, Anyway, Cheech and Chong are coming out with their last movie.
I've heard that, yeah.
So I'm gonna watch. Last week, 2 weeks ago, Candy and I were watching it. They had Cheech and Chong on Roku, and we watched and I mean, it's stupid. It's so fucking funny, man. He's got that song Mexican American.
But even that, certain movies like that, though, you can't show it to like a new audience and they get it and find it as funny.
No, they would be offended all get out.
Yeah, well, not even offended. They just wouldn't find the humor in it because it's different humor, Yeah. Would newer generation enjoy the scary movie spoof movies? Would they enjoy those, or would they just be too like, this is stupid?
Man, that's a great point, Dave. And I know we're running long. Let me make this point real quick, because what you said reminded me of something I was thinking the other day. So the other day I was at Chad's house and we were playing Cards Against Humanity.
Mm-hmm.
His daughter was there, and she's just turned 20, and her boyfriend was there, and he's like 22. And I had my phone on Pandora, and I was playing Zeppelin. And he is 30 some odd years younger than me, and he's like, man, that's pretty cool music. Who is that? And I look at him, and I'm like, it's Led Zeppelin. He goes, never heard of him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And so that got me to thinking, how much great music is going to go away?
It's already happening, dude. My daughter was so hooked on this stupid song, Anxiety, and we were leaving the NRA show, and she was asking Sarah to play the song. And it's some, how do you call it? It's not a cover, because a cover, I have no problem with covers. I have no problem hearing bands take their take on great songs. Most covers are probably shit, but there's some I think they're really good.
Sometimes they can pull it off.
Oh,
Motorhead covered Inner Sandman.
Really?
Did.
Really?
Fucking, oh yeah.
Well, okay. Before I get sidetracked here,
I'm sorry.
Metallica's cover of Bob Seger's "Turn the Page,"
yeah.
I think it's fucking great.
I hate it.
Does it take away from Bob Seger's? No, I love them both equally. Or how about Johnny Cash singing Nine Inch Nails' "Hurt"? Dude, that destroys Nine Inch Nails' version, in my opinion.
And
I love Nine Inch Nails.
They were interviewing those guys. I know you got to make the point. They were interviewing those guys with Nine Inch Nails, and the guy was like, "That's Johnny Cash's song now."
Oh, Trent Reznor said it's like he stole his girlfriend. Is the words he used.
Yeah,
it's like that song was my girlfriend, and Johnny Cash stole it.
He ripped it up.
But this fucking song, Anxiety, the beat to it is literally a rip from some other early 2000s song. Oh god, I took my wife and I to find it. We found the original song, which was a fine, catchy song. It was cool. It was all right. But then this chick's just different lyrics, but to the exact same beat. At the same time, I've been seeing this set of reels popping up showing Gen Z music versus like the Gen X guy, and all the songs. That's what they are. It's the same music, completely different lyrics. It's not covers.
Well, if you listen to,
and it's just like, what the fuck, man? There's nothing original left even in music now already.
Do you remember Vanilla Ice
Yeah.
He did that one song, got super popular.
Yeah.
That
was the same beat. It was a rip beat
from Queen, Under Pressure. If you look at that, I don't remember the name of that song that Vanilla Ice sang.
Wait, what? Not the one I'm thinking of then.
It was super popular. It was like his first number one. Oh my goodness! I think. Oh, hold on.
Thought Under Pressure was actually Queen and Bowie together, wasn't it? Both?
Yes,
okay.
But I see it as a Queen song. Ice Ice Baby, bam. If you listen to Ice Ice Baby,
really,
it sounds like it to me.
I mean, okay, fine, whatever. I mean, it happens, but that was back then. Right. Now it's such commonplace. I think it's disgusting.
I'll tell you this. I was watching.
Let me say this: where it's really rampant is in pop shit.
Right.
Pop music is where it's at. No, it's not. I don't think it's in the rock space. The rock space is still pretty damn solid.
So I like Queen.
Oh yeah, Queen great.
I'm not a fanatic, but or maybe I like Queen. I like Queen a lot. And they've got and some of their songs, some of their rock and roll songs are some of the best rock and roll songs ever.
Yeah.
So one of the songs that they did that I didn't really care for a whole lot, but got really popular was Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, it's a great song.
It's okay.
I love it. I discovered that from Wayne's World, and I love it.
Okay. It's a good song, but, it's like Under Pressure or We Will Rock You or We're the Champions. Those are better tunes.
Sure.
Nevertheless, but Bohemian Rhapsody, if you listen to it, if you listen to the lyrics, it's an amazing song. It tells this really amazing, complex story. So, this guy had put a meme together. Beyonce, she had just won a Grammy for some song.
Okay.
And it listed the lyrics of the Beyonce song. And it was like, I don't know. But essentially, yeah, it was like 5 or 6 words repeated.
Yeah.
Almost to the whole song. And then there'd be like one line that's different and then 5 or 6 words. And so, in her old song, there might have been 15 or 20 different words. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, it's like
it's not a cover.
And then it says written by, and then there's this list of 8 fucking 10 people. Beyonce and this guy and this guy and this girl and this dude. You got a credit block below the song, yay thick.
Yeah. Next
to it are the lyrics to Bohemian Rhapsody, and you read that, and it's amazing. It's like it's like an epic journey. It's a way better poem than song. But you read that, and your mind just creates this whole world. And then at the bottom it says written by Freddie Mercury. And I'm like, yes, that man was a fucking genius. Yeah, he was a fucking genius. Amazing musician. And he did that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you get 10 people together, and they can't even come up with something worth listening to.
Yeah.
And she won a Grammy.
I don't know. I think I don't know. I can't say movies are in a better space because it just depends on the movie, but music, it definitely in pop music is suffering hardcore. I can't say about country because I don't listen to it. I don't care for it. Rock is, I think, doing just fine.
So I listen to, I like old school country music.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
I can tell you though, and this makes me happy, there are more artists than ever that have a old school, and I'm not talking about just their pandering. I'm talking about an old school vibe. They're singing about divorce, and they're singing about drinking your problems away, and they're not singing about going in a dirt road in their pickup truck with a girl in cut off jeans.
Like Beyonce.
If you ever want to hear the entire genre of what they call bro country, there's this guy. His name is Bo Burnham. Go to Bo Burnham. Type in Bo Burnham Netflix. He did a Netflix is a joke was his comedy special.
Yeah, I know of this.
And he did this song called "It Is Pandering."
Yeah,
and and I'm gonna tell you what. When I heard it, the first time I heard it, Dave, I jumped up out of the fucking couch, spilt my fucking bourbon, and I'm like, yes, exactly. And I know this girl. I'm friends with this girl in Nashville. She's a singer-songwriter. She writes new country. And I fucking go to YouTube and I find that link and I text it to her. And I'm like, and she replies, "That guy can't sing." I'm like, that's not the point.
Right.
I mean, there was this guy, and he took like 5 country songs. I might have went over this, and I'll tell you this.
Yeah. No, I know of this.
And he put it all up. It's like, okay, song 1, first verse, song 2, second verse, chorus, and though it was 5 different songs, he played it as a single song, and it worked. Now it sucked. It sucked equally as bad as all 5.
But it's showing you the shit that
it's just art by committee. It's a process.
All right, so give me this. Are there any covers you like? Music?
Oh my god, man!
Like a couple of them, 1 or 2.
Covers that I like.
Like I told you, I like Metallica's "Turn the Page."
I hated that. Fuck, dude, you really put me on the spot. Yes, Black Betty by Ram Jam. That's a cover.
Yeah, that's great. That is great.
I think that's probably, oh God Almighty, Dave, I'd have to. Man, I'm sorry. Why don't you answer?
No, I throw out there. I like so obviously Bob Seger, Metallica, "Turn the Page." I love that cover. I think it's equally good. I think Johnny Cash's "Hurt" is superior to Nine Inch Nails' "Hurt." I thoroughly like Alien Ant Farm's "Smooth Criminal" cover.
Oh, yeah, man.
Michael Jackson. I think that's fucking great. Yeah. It's not better, but it's great.
I think it's better. It's an amazing video, by the way.
And another one I really like. You're probably less familiar with this one. Original song is by The Offspring. The song "Gone Away."
Yeah, I know exactly who that is.
Okay. Five Finger Death Punch redid it.
Really?
It's good. Totally different, but it's good.
Slayer covered "Inagata Devita" by Iron Butterfly.
Interesting.
And it's wicked, man. Now it's not they don't have the damn 6-hour guitar solo. The "Inagata Devita" by Iron Butterfly. It's got like a 6 or 8 minute music solo.
Right.
That's not in Slayer's cover.
Makes me think of The Doors' "The End."
Yeah.
I love that song. Days the New did a decent cover that one too.
In the Garden of Eden.
STP did a solid cover of Led Zeppelin, "Dancing Days."
Oh, I never heard that.
Solid cover. It's literally just STP just singing it, but it's okay. I'm cool with that.
Man, if I had about 15 minutes to think about that, I probably could.
When it hits you, write it down. Look, this is notes from tonight.
Oh wow! Look at you. You're far more smart and organized than I am. That's why you got a good job, and I'm, just getting by my looks.
Right. Well, let's wrap it up because it is an hour or 2 hours here. It's like 11:30.
I'm sorry, bro.
Would you stop? Hey, are you a Gen Xer or are you a fucking millennial?
I'm trying.
Stop apologizing.
I'm trying to be polite.
Stop apologizing.
Okay, I'm not sorry.
Don't be sorry. Stop apologizing. This is our thing. We can do what we want. If we make a hard cut, make a hard cut. Here's a hard cut.
I'm sorry, you're an asshole. How about that?
No, you're forgetting. I am Iron Man.
Oh yeah, yes you are. You're a soulless, empathy-less automaton. But whatever.
All right, so let's wrap it up.
Yeah, man.
Where can people find you? Where you at?
I live in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh God, Jesus, sorry. And we're ending the recording now.
Rangehot.com, baby.
Cool.
And that's all I got. You, Dave, from shootingblanks.net. Is that what it was?
I can't remember what the hell my website even is.
Come on.
I know it's Live Fire Media, but it's Live Fire Dash Media if you want to find it.
Oh yeah. Well, could they
We're
not?
gonna go. It's www.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But
Well, man,
you can
I
kind of
enjoyed it. I didn't run long, but I really enjoyed it. I swear it was great. So I look forward to. I was really sad last Wednesday we didn't get to do it. I look forward to next Wednesday. Fuck you, Dave. I'm trying to end this on.
Wrap it up, and you go back to your another long Southern goodbye.
I'm not. I'm just trying to be sweet.